or welcome back to another video. And yes, it is a speed build. It's been a while since we've done a speed build here. I mostly do stop motion builds nowadays, but with this new expansion pack, I reckon it would be nice to do a speed build again so we can, also talk about it. Now, whilst recording this voiceover, I think it's been about 2 weeks since I've done this build, and since my last upload too. So I apologize, but life gets in the way and all. But yeah, we have a new expansion pack called Royalty and Legacy, and it came with 2 kits as a bundle, which is amazing because it goes well with this pack. And I think I may have used some of the stuff from this new kit here, but I'm not sure. I used all the packs that we have here, but well, some of them. But yeah, we'll get to that later. So let me tell you guys about this build first. So when I got this pack, I was also in the middle of watching Bridgerton, so I was like, oh, I wanted to do something fancy. I mean, that is what the pack is all about, but I also don't want to do a massive build because we've been doing quite a lot of those for my Building New Crest series. So I've decided to build this chateau. Am I saying that right? Well, luckily we do have a small empty lot in this new world that came with a pack. It's 30 by 20, I think, and it's in this Portugal inspired neighborhood. I think the lot is called a Lair in the open air because I renamed this build that is quite similar. I wasn't sure if this build fits this neighborhood really, but I just want to try it out first, honestly, and this lot is just right for this build. Well, actually it wasn't, because I think it may have been too small and we don't have that much space left for the outdoors, and I wanted to have a hedge maze, but we can do that some other time. But yeah, the lot I think is just right for the house itself, but with this, like, with a castle or like a chateau, or a mini castle, you're bound to have like a really big outdoor space, so that is what is lacking here. But this lot is actually just across the it's like a river. It has a dock, so I think that's fine. And yeah, it also have that steps going to this lot, which made it stand out a little, so I think that's good. And now, for the exterior, I want it to blend in the neighborhood, so I wanted to do something colorful, but the pack didn't come with a color that I would have wanted for this specific build. And of course, I wanted to use the stuff from this pack as much as possible, so I went for beige. Shocking, I know, but I think because the pack came with this limestone like wallpaper, so I think it's a sensible choice here. And since it's a mini castle, so most of them does have that beige exterior. And this pack came with a lot of windows though, so much so that it took me a while to finally decide which ones to use. I also wanted to have a medium wall height downstairs, but the windows will be different outside, and that made it hard because obviously the stuff from this new pack was intended to be grand and all, which is why they're big, and it would be best to have a taller wall height. But like I said, I already like how it looks from the outside with the windows and all, so yeah, we'll have to make do. Honestly, I wasn't expecting the objects would be that massive. So when I saw them, I already built the shell, But yeah, they are massive. Like the paintings, they are huge. I had to size them down one. But yeah, we have to make it work. Because I already have the shell. I don't really want to change it. And we still have, you know, paintings and other stuff from other packs. And I think this pack goes well with a lot of other packs, because especially with the new ones, like the life and death, and even the like modern, or the packs that has like modern vibes, because this pack has like neutral colors still, and it blends well with you know, with the existing stuff that we have. So yeah, I think it's quite good. I also get to try the new stairs feature, and I wanted to have that grand double staircase, but alas, it didn't work. I mean, it still looks grand, so maybe we can try that. You can try it on in some other videos. Now, if we're going to like go for that chateau vibe, with the interior, it's going to be I think it's going to be really not well, not really bland, but you know how they look inside, like they're beige. um they are they have this prints and all, but they're not that, when there's not that much color. So I reckon it would be best, well, this pack came with a lot of colorful stuff, so I went for that like old school vibe with the interior. So yeah, we have a total of 3 bedrooms and sort of like a spare room on the top floor. So I know this is a castle and all, but I intend for it to be a single family home. So we have the primary room, a second bedroom designed for like a teenager or a young adult, and a kids room. There are lots of amazing kids stuff with this pack, so having a kids room is a must, I think. So because you know, I want to show them all as well. We also have 3 baths, one downstairs, another one upstairs, and an ensuite. I also added a hall. It's, you know, with actual castles or mansion, they have this grand hall where you'll have your party and all. Yeah, it's also where you have that grand gallery of paintings. I decided to have a small one because, like I said, it just fits with a vibe. We don't have a tele here, so we have that, again, we have that old school vibe, kind of vibe. Like I said earlier, I was watching Bridgerton whilst building, so I have the idea of what I wanted to do when it comes to the interior, especially the wallpaper, because the houses in Bridgerton are amazing, even with loud colors. But alas, I couldn't do it here. But as you know, I'm afraid of colors, but I reckon now is the time for it, because we can pass it off as grand, which is what the pack is all about. So we have red, dark green, yellow, or gold, which are actually the main colors of this whole expansion pack. But with the wallpapers, we have the right colors and the right patterns, but they are separate. So say this wallpaper is good for this room, but it doesn't come in the color that I would want. So I actually had to switch to base game wall paint at some point, but I think it was okay. Obviously, we could have done more if we have the options. Also, the pack came with this whole lore about royal families, and so some objects have different styles, and I kind of blend them all in this one build, because they may have different styles, but they work if you have the right colors. So some have this beautiful pattern, some are plain, but they have this vibrant color. I don't know if it was just me, and it could mean that I don't have a taste, but I think they work. And you know, with history, which I'm actually very interested in, especially European history, the decor, the fashion, you know, they change over time, but some overlap. You know, like in Bridgerton, we have Queen Charlotte's era with this Baroque vibe going on, and then we have the Regency era with muted colors and patterns, but you know, they still have that grand vibe to it, so they kind of work together. A good example would be Queen Charlotte's dresses with a wide silhouette and bold patterns, and then you have the members of the Dawn with their Regency dresses that has this empire waist and kind of a straight cut, I think, and some has very muted colors. Well, some of them, yeah, but they still have these really cool patterns, but it's still very muted. So yeah, as the time changed, the decor and the style changed as well, but they still have that overlap, you know. So like within, like before it completely changed, they still overlap. So you know, yeah, they still work. Now this pack came with a whole kitchen and dining stuff, and I like the kitchen stuff, but I wish we have more color swatches. The kitchen turned out to be very beige, and trust me, I tried to change the cabinets and all, but they came with this gold accent that I didn't like if we have them in a dark color, and so I moved on to floor tiles and wall paint to see if we can work out with something, you know, we can add in like a little color to it. And we do have a lot of them, especially the wallpaper and the tiles. They have like this very royal and like fairy tale vibe going on. So yeah, we do have a lot of them, but it's either good color for the room or a good pattern. So the floor tiles have these really cool patterns, but if we add in a color, it was too much for me, at least for this build or for this room. Like I tried black and I think it's beautiful, but the cabinets, like I said, have this gold accent and it was too much. So yeah, I opted to use a more muted color. Well, I tile with a like really cool pattern, but a very muted color, which I would say is beige, but it has that gold tint to it. So for me, it looks good with the cabinets. I also added in a coffee machine and a microwave because, like I said, I still wanted to be a functional house, and with the Sims, microwave is good for gameplay and all. And I also added in a small breakfast nook just because we have a space for it. The rooms are not that big, which is what I want because this pack came with a lot of good clutter, but it's really hard to decorate a massive room, you know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you have this pack, how was it for you a lot? Personally, I think it was great because it is very stylized, yes, but the other pack compatibility is still there. Unlike say Enchanted by Nature, you know, on its own it's very good, but with other packs not so much. But Royalty and Legacy, it works well with base game, especially with that Princess Cordelia furniture, you know, the ones with that Victorian or Queen Anne style to it. And so it also works with Strangerville, vampires, even Rama Magic. I use quite a lot of them here, so I think it's worth it, especially with the gameplay. I got this as a gift, but if you want to buy it, I would say it's worth it, especially with the kit bundle, although I think that promotion has ended though. But yeah, what do you guys think? Have you played with it already? I haven't, but we'll get to that. I'm a builder, and so of course when I got this pack I went straight to build mode, and so we can check out create a sim and gameplay later on. Now back to this build. For the bathroom we have a total of 3, and honestly I made them all look similar. I added in a shower for the upstairs one, but you know, the royals are more into bathtubs, so we have them all in all three. Going back to the tiles, we have that one with the blue swatch, and it only has that one swatch. I'm not sure why, but I really wanted to use it, so I made it as an accent wall in one of the bathrooms. I think it was yeah, I wasn't sure about it. I was contemplating throughout the build, and I'm still not sure to this day, but I just added in a few clutter with the same color just to make it work. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's a lore there, because why would you have it in just one color? You know, maybe it is meant to be used in a specific area, I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. But if you guys know what it's for, let me know in the comments. Now I'm just going to walk you guys through the rooms we have here. So we have a grand hall downstairs. Like I said, it's where you have the parties and all. So I added in some chairs. We have the piano there and a wall gallery. And also designing the interior and realizing that this pack came with a lot of massive stuff made me want to bulldoze it, because I have the smallest wall height and they don't fit. And again, this house is maybe too small, I know, but that is what I want. And I was afraid that if I bulldoze it, I would lose that vision I have for the exterior, which is also why I didn't use, you know, just this pack. I intend to use base game alone in this new pack, but if I did, we won't have that much inside. So I was like, yeah, I'll scrap that idea. We'll go back to that later on in some other builds. But yeah, the hall may be too small, but I mean, it works for the Sims. You really can't have that much Sims in one lot, so gameplay wise it's okay. And then the next room, it's actually next to the grand hall, is the drawing room, the drawing room or the living room. It's small again, but managed to fit in the fireplace and a few settings. Again, I was thinking of Bridgerton because in the show that is where they always are, but again, the pack didn't come with a wallpaper that would work with the design that I have in mind, so I used base game and then just used the new packs settings, and boy, we have a lot of them. I actually realized we have one that I didn't use, and I think it's a modular one, but it wouldn't go with this build though, so I think it's fine. But yeah, I was just looking into the stuff that came with these with this new pack, like all of them, and I saw that modular sofa. It's really cool, but and I would want to use it in other builds. And then upstairs we have the 3 bedrooms and a study slash office. The primary bedroom is quite small, but there is a wee closet and an ensuite. And this pack came with a lot of beds, I must say. They have really cool swatches as well. And then, but yeah, I think it's because, like I said, there was like this lore with the 2 families and all, so they have different decor or designs, you know, with a different family. And then the second bedroom, it's really pink. So it's for a teenager, young adult, because I also wanted to place the really beautiful vanity that came with the pack. Also, we don't have a telly here, but each room has you know, a little activity stuff that you can use. For the primary bedroom, we have books. For the second one, we have the cross stitch stuff and violin, so you know, that's like a classic old school activities that you can do. I also added in the luggage from Love Struck, so yeah, we have that costume thing. Oh, we also have a Juliet balcony for the second bedroom and the kids room. Not ideal, I know, but it has a space for it, so why not? Speaking of the kids room, I was planning to just add a guest room, but when I saw that we have quite a lot of kids stuff from this new pack, I just know having a kids room is a must. And the new dollhouse is really cool, and honestly that might have been the whole inspiration for this room. I also decided for it to have a neutral color, so it's yellowish gold. And then the last room is the study. It's a little small, again, I know, but it looks cozy. And again, I was thinking of Bridgerton, their study where Anthony or Benedict was whenever they were like handling their estate and all. I can't remember now, but I think it was dark green or blue, but that was my inspiration here. So again, I already have an idea of what I wanted, but I just couldn't make it work with the wallpaper and all. But I think it turned out okay, especially with the new pack. And then we have another floor. Now that was just an add-on because I wanted to have that tower vibe, and we have a total of 2 additional rooms there. The first one is a skills room, so we have the easel, and the pack came with fencing skills, so I think it was a fencing dummy. So we have that as well. And the other room is a spare one, so in this setting it would be a room for the household like help. Again, Bridgerton, Sophie. But yeah, it they will have their own room, and this is like a royal setting, so they would have household help, or you can use it as a spare bedroom as well. So I think I placed a total of 3 single beds there, but again, you can use it as a spare bedroom, so you can remove them and then just add in different stuff that you might want to add. And now let's talk about the exterior, because I really like how it looked, and so I had to base my interior there, and I didn't want to change it. So like I said, I had to sacrifice the wall height. I know I could have done better, like I could have just like changed the wall height and all, but I just really don't want to. I already placed the windows and all, and I already have the and then I wanted to have these cool dormer windows, but they wouldn't fit. This is where I was hoping for a half tile option, because that would help me immensely on this build. Luckily though, we have these roof objects which has like a pre-made dormer windows. I think I used the one from vampires, because the other ones wouldn't work here. They look really has that country vibe. Some look modern. So it took me a while to do it. I have to have like separate roofs and all. I had to delete. I was already finished with like creating my own dormer windows, but it didn't work. So yeah, I switched to the pre-made ones. It wasn't what I had in mind at first, but I really like how it ended. Tool mod was a great help on this build, really. And then, like I said, we don't have that much outdoor space, so I didn't really know what to do, but I do know what I wanted, and that is a hedge maze, which we really couldn't do here because it wouldn't fit. But there was a small space on the side, and the fountain fits there. I used the one that came with the new kit and made it work, and then just added in a few skill building stuff like another chess table and the new telescope. I also wanted for the whole build to blend with the surroundings, so we have a lot of debug plants, like the trees. I wanted to use the plants that we have all around the lot, but I couldn't find it, so I used the base game one. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. It took me a while to finish because I only have like a couple of hours a day to do other stuff, because we were really busy around the time that I got this back. So I'm happy to finally able to finish it. But yeah, uh, I wasn't able to upload it in the gallery because I'm having, I don't know, I made it work before with my previous builds. I was having a hard time as well, but you know, with a few tries, they will be there. But for this one, for some reason, I couldn't upload it. Even the other like the couple of other ones that I did on my last videos. So I'll have to look into that. But yeah, I'll add it as soon as I was able. And again, I really like the pack. The new world is beautiful. It's Mediterranean inspired, so you have Italian, southern France, and Spanish vibe going on, and you'll see a lot of that with the stuff that came with the pack. They are colorful and the patterns are beautiful, but not overwhelming to the point that it's hard to use. No, like I said, it goes well with the other packs. So I think, yeah, I think it's really worth it. I haven't tried the gameplay, but I'm actually trying out the creative sim stuff after this, so I'm so excited to see what we have there. The two new kits are cool as well. I mean, it came as a bundle, so it's free. It is, it is still expensive, but you know, having a two free kits is really cool. And some stuff from that new kit reminds me of my grandma's house. I haven't used them though. I only saw them whilst checking them out the first time, but really looking forward to try them out. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this new pack in the comments below. There's still quite a bit on this speed build, but we have a timestamp for the tour, so you can skip to that. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video if you did, and I will see you in another one. Bye! Bye.